from the station you count on for local news that matters. This is KARK 4 News at 10.
A young mother now charged with causing the death of her infant son 1 week after the baby was found dead in the woods. Good evening and thanks for choosing KARK 4 News. I'm Ashley Katz.
Hello, good evening. I'm Bob Clausen. Authorities in Yell County say Brooke Floyd admitted that she was high on drugs when she left her son and husband in the Ouachita National Forest. Search teams found them both dead.
And KARK 4's Brittany Johnson joins us now with these new charges against this woman. Brittany.
Well, according to the affidavit, Brooke Floyd now faces 2 felony charges: endangering the welfare of a minor and manslaughter. An autopsy shows her son, 10-month-old Harper, died due to exposure and abandonment. 1 week after a search for a missing father and his baby boy ended with both found dead in the woods, Brian Floyd's wife and Harper's mother, Brooke, is now being blamed for her son's death. What was your client's reaction to these upgraded charges?
Well, certainly she's disappointed in the manslaughter charge, but we understood it was a possibility. This
9-page affidavit explaining why the Floyds left their Greenwood home for the Ouachita Mountains. Authorities describe Brooke Floyd as hallucinating as she told officers they left because someone was chasing and attacking them. Later, she admitted she and her husband had taken methamphetamine, and in reality, when she believed someone was attacking her and the baby, it was actually Brian. After finding Brooke covered in scratches and bruises in a ditch, crews searched mountainous terrain for 4 days looking for the father-son pair. Meanwhile, authorities wrote she did not show any emotion and did not appear to be frantic or even openly concerned about the baby's well-being. Floyd's attorney argues his client was stuck with 2 tough choices.
I don't think that anyone's going to find that what she did was the wrong choice. She had 2 bad choices and left and tried to get help for her family.
Brooke Floyd is charged with Harper's death, her son, but not the death of her husband, Brian. Authorities are still waiting on toxicology tests to rule on Brian Floyd's cause of death.
All right, we'll continue to follow it. Thanks, Brittany. Floyd's next court date was set for Thursday, but her attorney waived her right to an arraignment. She's asking for a jury trial and filed to enter a plea of not guilty. You can stay with KARK for all of the latest developments in this story. We'll bring you updates both on air and online at arkansasmatters.com.
It's one of the biggest issues Arkansas lawmakers have dealt with in years, to say the least, finding a bipartisan plan to deal with changes to the health care law. Those who support the private option say it's been a big success, so successful that a new survey shows Arkansas has the biggest drop in uninsured people in the country. Because health matters, KARK4's Aaron Nolan shows us the effects the private option is having and bringing that number down.
I think this is a huge win for Arkansas citizens on many different fronts.
April of 2013, Governor Mike Beebe signed the Arkansas private option into law.
The Affordable Care Act wasn't perfect and it disrupted a lot of things, but we found a way to actually use it in a good way for Arkansas.
16 months later, this controversial health care plan is making a difference.
And a 45% drop is a huge number.
According to a Gallup poll released Tuesday, Arkansas is tops in the country for the first half of 2014 when it comes to uninsured getting medical coverage.
These are real people with real problems that haven't been able to go to the doctor because they didn't have an insurance card, and now we have 45% more of those individuals with an insurance card able to go seek care.
Now, the poll shows the natural state's uninsured rate fell from 22.5% to 12.4%.
Well, I think the uninsured numbers going down is, a good thing because we definitely want people to have access to health care.
Representative David Meeks voted against the private option. And despite the new numbers, he says this plan needs a lot of work.
I think that if the private option is to continue, it's going to have to be reformed in order to make it sustainable.
As for the Surgeon General, he hopes the health of Arkansans will take priority over politics.
We've got a positive result on coverage. If we can keep this together and gain the support of the next legislative body, then I think we'll be able to move out ahead and distance ourselves from other states as the place people want to live.
In Little Rock, I'm Aaron Nolan.
Governor Mike Beebe said today the report validates his prediction that the private option would make Arkansas a national leader for innovative health care solutions. Well over 150,000 Arkansans have signed up for health care through the private option. Early this year, lawmakers barely voted to renew funding. Another close vote is expected in 2015. Of course, we'll be there.
Frustration over inaction on a major road project impacting traffic, businesses, and public safety, leading to the challenge of a local mayor. KARK4's Drew Petrimo joins us live in the studio, and Drew, some believe money's being wasted here.
Well, that's right. The city of Maumelle is currently paying interest on a nearly $10 million bond issuance for the project, but almost 2 years after it was approved by voters, no construction has been done. The project would widen and extend Counts Massey Road in hopes of eventually hooking it up to I-40. The purpose is to provide a third interstate exit for the city, alleviating traffic on Maumelle Boulevard and spurring economic development near the new exit. City Alderman Preston Lewis says Mayor Michael Watson lacks leadership on the issue, and now he wants to take the mayor's job.
As it stands, it is a project that is sitting on the mayor's desk and is not moving forward, and the people expect results.
Lewis says he plans to officially file for the race on Wednesday. Other than the road project, he says he plans to push for Maumelle to have its own school district and to cut the number of people who fail to pay garbage fees. Now, I did reach out to Mayor Watson. He has filed for re-election. He declined to comment on his potential opponent until Mr. Lewis has officially filed for the race, but he has said in the past that the Counts Massey extension is not the silver bullet to fix Maumelle traffic. He has also said complications involving sections of the road that fall in North Little Rock are adding to the delay. Of course, this is a race we will continue to watch, guys.
Already talking garbage fees, so some trash talking going on there, Drew. We are your local election headquarters. New polling out today showing Arkansas's high-profile Senate race is a virtual toss-up. Public Policy Polling's latest survey gives Republican challenger Tom Cotton a 2-point advantage over Democratic incumbent Mark Pryor. There are gains to be had. 14% of people are undecided. Another 7% support a third-party candidate. A lot going on there. Congressman Cotton in Central Arkansas today speaking to local veterans. Cotton is an Iraq War veteran himself. He talked to veterans at a VFW post in Conway about his support for the VA funding bill that passed last week. But Cotton says vets care about more than strictly veteran issues.
I love being with veterans. You know, Arkansas has one of the highest populations of veterans in the country based on the size of our state. We have very high enlistment rates. Arkansans are very proud and patriotic people, and I always enjoy being able to spend time with veterans, and I'm so proud to have so many veterans supporting my campaign.
A national group supporting Democrat is throwing more than $3.5 million into a new ad campaign against Cotton. The first ad criticizes Cotton for voting against a bill that would have provided funding to Arkansas Children's Hospital.
The same poll that shows Tom Cotton winning the Senate race also shows Republican Asa Hutchinson winning the governor's race. Hutchinson holding a 5-point lead over Democrat Mike Ross, according to the PPP poll. Fewer people are undecided in this race. Just 12% haven't made up their minds. Another 7% support one of the third-party candidates. 2 proposed ballot titles have majority support in these same polls. Nearly 2/3 of people polled say they'd vote to raise the state's minimum wage. A group pushing to get that issue on the ballot is still collecting signatures. And more than half of those polled say they'd support a measure to legalize alcohol sales statewide. That has even higher support among younger voters, but most of those older than 65 oppose it.
Still ahead tonight, a rather shocking dog attack reported in Central Arkansas.
Locked into my calf.
How a police dog got loose to attack and what will now be done with the animal.
And although we were off to a cool start for this early August day, 66 degrees, it was pretty warm during the afternoon, up to 94, which is 1 degree above our average high of 93 this time of year. Nothing in the rain gauge so far this month. We'll be putting a little bit in there. We'll let you know when to expect it in just a couple minutes.
From the station that brings you local news that matters, this is KARK 4 News at 10 in high definition. With Bob Clausen, Ashley Katz, Chief Meteorologist Keith Monahan, and Aaron Peters with your Razorback Nation report.